Let me bring in Rajiv Kumar, economist and author, and also former Vice Chairman of Niti Aayog. Jabi Mathur is a member of the Rajya Sabha of the Congress Party. Naren Taneja, spokesperson of the BJP. We also have Dharani Dharan, spokesperson of DMK. Let me bring in Rajiv Kumar. Rajiv Kumar, I appreciate your time. I'm looking at this white paper. Would you say a white paper of this nature was necessary at all? I mean, the last 2 years of UPA did see a lot of corruption. I was among the reporters who reported on it. What is the need of talking about it right now after 10 years? When you have turned around this economy, you claim to turn around this economy. I mean, I'm talking about the government.
Well, Myra, I think it's important to bring out such a paper just to let people know, what are the alternatives they are facing, and for them to make an informed choice. And the paper itself is full of facts and data, and been well brought out, so that it is there for everybody then to judge as to what was then and what is now. Never any harm in comparing then and now, and then to improve upon it. Also, the fact that they've been able to list in this in one place whatever they've been able to achieve in the last 10 years.
And Professor Kumar, the point certainly is that one of the big takeaways of this white paper is the banking crisis, which they say was one of the most important and infamous legacies of the UPA government. And then it also says that the banking crisis in 2014 was massive and an absolute sum at stake was too large. How did the government really turn around this aspect, and the larger pervasive mood which was there of despondency? As someone who worked in Niti Aayog, what was the challenge like?
Yeah, and Marya, just to remind you, I've also worked as an economic advisor to Dr. Manmohan Singh.
That's right.
Between 91 to 95. So I've seen the government at work in many ways. The banking crisis was the creation of what had become, unfortunately, the phone banking situation. I should take names, under the then finance minister, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee, and this is now documented today even in the Business Standard by Arvind Subramaniam.
That's right.
The whole banking system had become, in some sense, not working on norms or on some processes, but on word of mouth. And as a result of that, a lot of banks had their balance sheets in a very terrible situation. What this government has done is to, one, recapitalize those banks in a major way. I think there were 2 tranches of that recapitalization, that they found the money from the budget to recapitalize the public sector banks. Plus, they merged some of the banks, to try and get them greater strength and scale. So that's how they cleaned up the banking system, and which has been a major thing to do. Now, people have said that at that time the credit growth from the banking sector was much higher than what it is today. But that credit growth was, now it seems clearly, was unsustainable. I hope what the government has done, that the credit growth to industry and to infrastructure will increase further than what it is today, but at least the balance sheet would permit that to happen if the right kind of shelf of projects were to be created.
And what about the external borrowing? It says that in an era where capital flows dominate, India's external vulnerability shot up because of over-dependence on external commercial borrowings.
That's also true, quite significantly, and that is the reason for which we had a deceleration of the rupee. But again, I am not so sure that the vulnerability was of the same order as that was in 1989, 1990. But the fact that the external commercial borrowings were permitted for the private sector did mean that they could contribute to capital formation in the economy, and they did in some ways. But at the same time, it was going out of hand because the ratio of external borrowing, total external borrowing to GDP had gone up quite steeply at that time.